Hey guys, I'm Sarah Swigert and you are watching Chick on Flicks. Today I'm going to be reviewing Molly's Game. This movie is written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, who also wrote A Few Good Men, titles like The Social Network and Steve Jobs. The movie, though, is about a girl named Molly Bloom, who is an Olympic class skier who finds herself in charge of a high-stakes poker ring in both LA and New York. So just like big players in poker, Sorkin adds 3 big players to this movie. The first is Jessica Chastain, the second is Idris Elba, and the third, Kevin Costner. Jessica Chastain was, domineering. She was strong-willed, and just commanded the camera. Idris Elba did a great job holding chemistry with Chastain. He played Molly's lawyer, and he fought for her just like the entire audience eventually fought for her. And Kevin Costner played Molly Bloom's father, and he's the typical dad who just wants to see the best for you, but is kind of that hard ass, do the right thing, kind of always right, few steps ahead. You just can't catch up to them. But he as well has a lot of chemistry with Chastain, and I think these 3 actors were versatile enough in their roles to kind of open up Sorkin's directing career. This is the first movie he's ever actually been in the directing chair for, and I think he did a great job. So let's break this movie down a bit. I like to start off with some of the themes. You can definitely find competition and power to be a big 2, not only between actors, but also just represented in Molly and who she is and how she grew up. Family is another huge one. That's kind of self-explanatory, but definitely adds an emotional component to the film. And I'd like to kind of finish off with gambling, because gambling not only has one meaning in this movie. You think poker, you think you can become, addicted to poker, making your stake. It was not only gambling for the game anymore, because in a way, the game became Molly's life. And so she was gambling aspects of her life, and you saw setbacks that she had experienced because she had gambled too much. The sound, mainly the narration, is something that I absolutely loved. Since Sorkin uses a lot of quick dialogue between, not only with Molly's character, not only with the main character and the narration, but dialogue between actors, it's sometimes hard for the audience to keep up. And so I felt the narration was a great additive, especially when it came to explaining what was going on in the film, like the who, what, when, where, why, and how. It was all explained by Molly.
Do you know how many witches were burned in Salem?
How many?
None. They didn't burn witches, it's a myth. They hanged them.
To talk about cinematography, there were quick shots, close-up shots, medium shots, wide shots, and you had a whole, roll of them all at once, and it just kept the pace of the movie going. The running time of this movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it might seem long at face value, but honestly, you're cooked from the very beginning. There were some parts that were slower, that didn't contain any narration or fast-paced visual storytelling, but at the same time, a lot of critics had said, they could go without these scenes. I disagree. I think you need some slow scenes within a movie like this because it allows the audience to catch up. Tons of people are not familiar with poker. I'm not familiar with poker, first and foremost. I'm not familiar with the banter back and forth between actors or, the strong, quick-witted script. It takes you by surprise and you're kind of swept into it all. So these little scenes allows the audience to catch up, realize what has happened, what is happening, and what could happen. So I have to say that including those little things, even though might have slowed the movie down just a bit, they were very important to add. One thing that I actually really enjoyed about the directing was the combination between documentary style and movie style. Though a lot of the times throughout the film, especially when Molly's character would be talking, especially about current events and what was happening either back then or in present day, it would cut to scenes from news coverage or, TV and important figures in life, whether it be, movie stars, politicians, who were all part of this poker ring. It would reference them and who they actually were in real life. So it was really interesting to see the dynamic between you know, including real life events, real clips, and then something that was fabricated. And I think Sorkin did a great job molding these two together. Even though I love this movie, there was one kind of gripe I had with it, and it would definitely have to be the use of the timeline. Since, you know, Molly's life jumps back and forth between when she was younger, young adulthood, to present day, it was kind of difficult to differentiate between what you were seeing on screen and what the time was within her life. I think this could have been illustrated a little bit more directly and not so confusing. Because the movie is fast-paced most of the time, it's a little hard to keep up. All in all, I would give this movie 4 stars out of 4. I thought it was strong on almost all accounts. It was entertaining, and it was kind of a great debut for Sorkin as a director. I thought he did a great job. But I want to know what you think. So if you've seen Molly's Game, please comment below on anything you might have liked or disliked about the movie or the review. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you really liked it, please hit that like and subscribe button right down in the corner. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Chick on Flicks.